Hello guys, this is Academia, and today we are going to be looking at the subsidiary books of accounts. So our subsidiary book is simply a book of original entry, or it is called a book of prime entry, okay? A book of original entry where transactions are entered from the source document. So it is the first account, or in this case a book. It's not called an account anyway. So in this case it is a book where transactions are posted from our source document. Okay, so our subsidiary book, our examples, we have our sales day book, which we'll be looking at today or in this video. We have our purchases day book, we have our returns inward journal, our returns outward journal, our general journal, and our cash book. All right, so our cash book literally records every transaction that has to do with money being received and paid. That's why it is called cash book. Money received at the moment of the transaction, as well as money paid. So that all those transactions goes to the cash book. But every other subsidiary book only record credit expenses or credit transactions. Okay, so when we say a source document is a book, or their evidences of transactions. Okay, a book that shows an evidence of a transaction. We have our receipt, we have our vouchers, we have our invoices, and the rest of them. So in this video we'll be seeing how we can make transfers from our source document to our subsidiary books. All right, now like I said, we'll be considering in this video our sales day book. So our sales day book is a subsidiary book that records credit sales. Okay, credit sales. It records credit sales, every form of sales that was made, and then cash was not paid immediately. It's recorded in our sales day book. It is also called the sales journal. Okay, so the format is very easy. For our journal, this is our format. We have our dates, our particulars, our folio, our details, and lastly is our total. All right, good. So we are going to be showing, since we are entering in from source documents, we may be entering into this account on a daily basis. Okay, entries can be daily, but at the end of the period, which can be a month mostly, we make transfers to our ledger account. Okay, so it's after we have prepared our sales day book, or in this case our subsidiary books, we make transfers to the ledger account. So at the end of the period, which could be a month like I said, we can now make transfers to our sales ledger. So we're going to be taking a question and then we'll be solving together. Mind, this is our format. The days of the date which that transaction occurred, the particular here can refer to the name of the person as well as the items that was bought. Okay, then we have our folio. Our folio serves as a reference. It shows us which other accounts where this particular transaction can be located, and in most cases, since this is a sales journal, we can find this very transaction in our sales ledger. Like I said, we'll be making transfers from here to our ledger, so it means you can also get information about that transaction in the ledger account. Then lastly, we have our details. Now in our sales day book, I must make you understand that this is the only account, our subsidiary book, where we see trade discount. All right, trade discount is captured in the subsidiary books. So if there was any trade discount on sales, trade discount is given when a customer buys in large quantity. Okay, and that information is shown here. So we make provisions for that. While we calculate the amount due to us, we also deduct trade discount when necessary, and then when we have done that deduction in our details, we now get our total amount. So quickly, we'll be taking a question, we'll be solving together, and then okay, so for this our example, we'll be entering the transactions in the sales book of Jonah. All right, the owner of this account is Jonah. So we'll be entering this transaction in the sales book of Jonah Ventures for the month of July 2016. All right, so the first thing we must note here is the name of the owner of this account, which is Jonah Ventures. So the first thing we'll be entering, all right, so let me erase this. So the first thing we'll be capturing here should be the name of the owner of this account, which is Jonah Ventures. Alright, so we are through with that. The next thing we are going to look at is the date of each transaction. Alright, so now we have on the 5th of July, sold goods on credit to KMS Enterprises. We sold goods on credit to KMS Enterprises. So we're going to be entering the date, the 6th of July. Okay, if you want, you can write 6th July, or you can just use July as in 07. Alright, and the year is 2016. So we sold goods on credit. Now what we are going to be bringing here first is the owner or the name of our debtor, alright, which is KMS Enterprises. Good. So we sold goods on credit to KMS Enterprise. Like I said, we only record credit sales in this account. So sold goods on credit to KMS Enterprises for 50,000 naira. That is the only thing that KMS bought in this case was 50. There was no trade discount. So we'll be taking this straight. Our follow is our sales ledger. Since there was no discount given, there will be no need to enter in here. We just bring the amount to the total. Right. Now we are going to be moving to our next date, which is of the 10th of July 2016. We sold goods on credit to Godwin. All right, we sold goods on credit to Godwin at a discount of 2%. Good. So the first thing we'll be entering is our date on the 7th of July 2016. So the name of the owner of this account in this case is Godwin. So we sold goods to Godwin. All right, so let's begin to itemize our goods. We sold goods to Godwin. Okay, 10%, 2% discount. We have 10 bags of rice. 10 bags of rice at 18,000 naira per bag. So we have 10 bags of rice. Okay, so the amount is 18,000 naira per bag. Okay, so each bag is 18,000 naira. We can still find this in our sales ledger for our folio. Okay, so our details will be simply, first of all, we'll be having 10 times 18. Alright, since it is 10 bags at 18,000 naira each, we'll be having 10 times 18,000 naira, and that will be giving us 180,000 naira, right? And then, okay, and then we have 5 cartons of soap to the same person. 5 cartons of soap at 7,000 naira per carton. So the next one we'll be having is 5 cartons of soap at 7,000 naira per carton. So this is still, since it is for the same person, this folio still stands. All right, so we're going to be moving to our details. So for 5 cartons of soap at 7,000 naira per carton, so our amount will be 5 times 7,000. All right, 7,000. Okay, and this will be giving us 35,000 naira. So there will be no need of putting our naira sign because we already have a naira sign above. Okay, now, so we've gotten this, and then I think that is all. Okay, we're going to be totaling this amount, this and this, but we have been told that there was a discount given. So when we total this, we'll be having 215,000 naira. All right, but we're told that there was a discount given, a trade discount of 2% was given. So we'll be taking 2% of this, our trade discount, which is reflected in our subsidiary books. Okay, of 2%. So in this case, we'll be lessing 2% of 215. Okay. Okay, and our 2% in this case is 4,300. So we're going to be lessing 4,300. All right. So if we put our less trade discount, 4,300, and so when we less that amount, we'll be having 210,700. All right. Now we are through with that, and then for So for our next transaction, we are having on the 15th of July. All right, so we're going to be moving here the same format, our date, our particulars, folio, our details, and then our total. All right. Okay, so we must carry our money value, in this case, which is a naira sign. So on the 15th of July 2016, on the 15th of July 2016, we have another transaction. All right, so we sold goods to Win Ventures, okay, on credit, and then we have that transaction was subject to a trade discount of 5%. So after we have finished calculating like we did here, then we'll less our trade discount. All right, now so we have our Win Ventures. Like I said, the first thing to write is the name of our debtors, to Win Ventures, right? So what we sold to them, we have 20 packets of tea at 400 naira each. So we have 20 packets of tea at 400 naira each. So for our folios, it still remain our sales ledger, because after we are through with this, we are going to be transferring to our ledger account. All right, so our details will be having 20 times what, 400, and that will be giving us 8,000. all right, we're having 8,000 naira. And then the next one we sold is 5 bags of sugar at 25,000 naira per bag. 5 bags of sugar. ₦25,000 per bag. All right. So since we already have our sales ledger, it's the same customer, there's no need to write again. So let's move to our details quickly. We'll be having 5 times 25,000 naira, and that will be giving us 125,000 naira. Now, since we are told that this customer received a trade discount, right, of 5%, we're going to be totaling his bill, so we'll be having 133,000 naira. All right, then we'll be lessing our trade discounts of 5%. We'll be having a total of 126,350 naira. All right, so this is the amount we'll be having. And then, since this is all that happened during the month of July, at the end of the month, all right, at the end of the month, we'll be getting our total value for each. All right, the total value for each transaction, and then transferring to our sales ledger account. All right, so at the end of the month, which is 31st of July, so we'll be transferring this amount to our sales ledger. Transfer to sales ledger. Okay, so we'll be totaling our figure. We're having a total figure of 387,050 naira. So this is what a sales journal looks like. All right, we only record credit sales, and in this case, if any asset was bought on credit, any asset, a fixed asset, we don't record it in our sales journal, right? That will only come up in our journal, in our general journal. So we'll be doing that in our subsequent videos. And mind you, we've come to the end of today's edition of the Sales Journal. If you've not subscribed to our channel, if you've not liked our videos, if you've not shared our videos, please do so. We'll see you in our next class. Bye bye.